We will go ahead and get started this afternoon. I hope everyone is having a good afternoon. I know it's a little bit later today, but I hope that we've had a few people who could attend that could not attend earlier last week. So, hello, my name is Ashley Jacques, and I am the new community drive coordinator here at the Family Giving Tree. And today we are going to be going over our 2023 Holiday Wish Drive Leader Training. We will be spending the next hour together going over all the ins and outs of your drive, new information, a little bit of old. So please feel free to share in the chat your name, what organization you're with, and please, if this is a continued annual tradition for you, please feel free to share some stories and chat with other drive leaders within the chat. We also will be hearing from our volunteer coordinator, Shannon Fye, this afternoon, and she will be going over all things volunteering with us. And last but not least, you know her, you love her. She is my manager. Ms. Evelyn Huynh will be manning the chat. And so she will be going over any questions that do pop up. I do ask, though, that many of our slides may cover some of the questions that you do have this afternoon. So please go through each and every slide with me, and that might cover that. And then if not, we can definitely talk about that in the chat or talk about it as the group so that everyone can hear as well. All right, well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be covering an overview of Family Giving Tree, a little bit about our history, which I know some of you may know, but it may be some new information for some of you. We will be going over everything to do with a physical drive, maybe your drive materials that you received or you're waiting to receive, wish cards, posters, everything that goes along with your physical drive, our virtual drive as well. Many of you have already started your virtual giving trees, so we can definitely go ahead and discuss if you still have questions regarding your virtual giving trees. Volunteer opportunities, which Shannon will cover. A timeline and important dates to mark down on your calendar. Best practices, and of course, we will have a Q&A section towards the end of our session tonight. All right, about Family Giving Tree. We have been in operation for 34 years. Family Giving Tree is the largest gift and donation program in California. Every year we have 2 annual drives. We have our back to school drive, which we just wrapped up not so long ago, and now we are already ramping up for our holiday wish drive. Our main office is here in Milpitas, which I know many of you have visited, and especially during this week, maybe you have met me in office during pickups. And we will be in our donated South Bay warehouse this holiday season, running everything for our drop-offs. So a lot of you will be coming down to volunteer, and that's where we are going to be this holiday season. Our mission and vision. So our mission is connecting with those who can give to those in need with educational support, gifts, and volunteerism. Our vision is we envision a world where giving brings joy, offers hope, and creates learning possibilities. This is actually our 2023 Holiday Wish Drive theme. Many of you have seen this already on our website or maybe social media. Our marketing team worked very hard to put this together, and I love this. It's a very magical theme for this season, and our slogan for it is to uplift, lifting spirits and spreading joy. So we really felt like this really was true to this holiday season, and I wanted to take a moment to share this with you as well. Also, this holiday season, we are aiming to reach 44,000 with wished for gifts. So 44,000 recipients with each and every gift that we are receiving in, whether it's through your physical drive, your virtual drive, maybe you are purchasing off our most needed gifts list. So every bit is going to go towards those recipients. And speaking of our most needed gifts list, here we go. I wanted to add this in just so that in case you haven't had a chance to go over it, you can see many of the different gifts that we have listed. We have items for children, such as Legos that are popular this year. Of course, Barbies with the Barbie movie coming out. We have walkie-talkies, and then we kind of go into older children, more of the teen aspects, where we have flat irons, we have body fragrances, maybe even purses. We also have many necessities for maybe older recipients, adults, also seniors. So we have blankets, we have jackets on here, reading lamps, many different things to pick from that may be a great option for many of your donors who are looking for a different option. Maybe they don't want to use a wish card. Maybe they don't want to go through our virtual route. So this is a great option to share with them and see if this is something that they'd be interested in. We also are reminding all of our drive leaders that gifts should be between $25 to $50. When you do get your wish cards in, or if you are purchasing off this list, it's important to remember that gap. Some people do go over, and that's completely fine as well. It is always optional, but we do try to keep it within that price range. And then toothbrushes. So if you are able to bring a toothbrush with each of your donations, that is wonderful. We will put a toothbrush with each and every donation. Multiple packs are okay. So if you are purchasing off of Amazon, or maybe you are stopping by your local Costco, that's wonderful. We'll go ahead and break those up, and we will be putting them with other gifts. And so that's always a great donation to get if you do have multiples that you purchased. Our Drive Leader Hub. So our Drive Leader Hub, when you visit our website, is going to be that first tab to visit. And I've been making suggestions to every Drive Leader that I've been speaking to go on. And there you will find many different things that you can use within your Drive. We have things from infographics, Journey of a Wish. We have email templates, which I will touch on in just a moment in our next slide. If you are looking to visit that directly, I do have the link posted right at the bottom of the screen. So please feel free to go on there. We really try to stock it with anything and everything that we can think of that would benefit your Drive, and how to promote it, how to get your message out of why you are running your Drive this season. So if you have a moment, please pop in, and I guarantee you'll probably find something that will benefit your Drive in promoting it. And just to give you a little bit more visuals, this is a few of our things that we do have on the hub. So like I was just mentioning a moment ago, we do have our Drive Leader packet. Many of you have begun picking those up when you have been coming into office, or we are mailing those out as well with many of your wish cards. But you're free to go ahead and print that online as well. We have social media images to share in case, that is a way that you connect with anyone you are looking to bring into your Drive. We have drop-off forms in case you need extra for when you are dropping off your donation, helpful tips. We have email templates, which you are free to grab and go ahead and edit to see how, it may benefit your staff if you really are trying to send out mass emails that really get across your point of why you're doing that. So we really try to cover all bases on there. So yes, please feel free to go ahead and visit. And like I said, I'm sure you'll find something that will interest you. Our physical Drive. So this is where our wish cards look like. So many of you have seen wish cards before, and this is what they're going to look like this year. Slightly different though. Maybe some of the colors will have a little bit of a variation, but everyone that you will get, you will see a basic with their name. Some of them will have not such specific names, though. They'll have something where it will say maybe more generalized as well. They'll have their age on there, their number one wish, and also an alternate wish. So if you really are not able to get one of the wishes, we do have that variety in there. So it is a little bit easier when you are shopping. All of the other numbers on the wish card, we do get a lot of questions about that. And that's just for us when we are trying to sort and we're bringing everything into the warehouse. That helps us keep track of each and every gift that we do get in. So when you are purchasing, or maybe someone does take a wish card, that's always something important to let them know that that's nothing that they have to worry about on their end. That's always going to be on our end. But we do try to give a good variety. And especially when you register what you're looking for, what type of recipients maybe you picked hard to fulfill, we try to supply you with the type of wish cards that you really are seeking as well. So many of you have received these already. Some are going to be getting them next week, and we are just working hard to get these all out to you and have a successful holiday season. So like we were just speaking about a minute ago, our material pickups and our mailings. So that is happening right now this week. So between November 6th through November 9th is really our beginning mailing week. Many of you have went on to our Sign Up Genius and have used that to go ahead and find the perfect date and time to come down to our office to pick up your materials. Some of you may still want to do that. So please feel free to email me directly, and I'd be happy to go ahead and accommodate maybe a time that would work for you in the future if you are interested in doing that as well. Collection box reminder. Boxes, unfortunately, only are available through pickup. So if you did pick mailing in your registration, but you also picked a box option, that is something that I will be contacting you about to see what would be the best option for you. I have reached out to many of you where, maybe you no longer would like to get a box, or maybe some of you are able to come down and pick that up. So that is always something that we can change after registration as well. In case you need any add-ons, that is completely doable. We only request that you let me know morning of, and that way we have proper time to go ahead and get everything packed that you are seeking to get for your drive materials, whether it be more posters, maybe you want extra boxes than what you originally put down for. And so completely doable. Just giving a little bit of notice is always very helpful. As far as mailing, we do use USPS Priority and FedEx. If you do have a FedEx number, please do supply me with that. We will use that and we will put it on your account number, and that will be an easy way to get you your mailing a little bit quicker. If you are looking to pick up still and you have never visited our office, I do have our address posted at the bottom of the screen. So we are located right here in Milpitas, 606 Valley Way. And if you need additional directions, please feel free to email me. And I have been trying to put everything as far as the steps in our Sign Up Genius as well, just in case you do get lost. So worst case scenario, please call and email, and we will guarantee to help you get to us. Our donation collection. So be sure to showcase your wish cards. I've heard a lot of really fun ideas as far as showcasing your wish cards. We've had everything from companies doing Christmas trees where they hang their wish cards from their Christmas trees. We've had ideas where for Thanksgiving, they'll have little banners that are specifically towards Thanksgiving, and they're able to hang those on. We've also heard donation boxes, putting all of the wish cards around the donation boxes, or even decorative Christmas bowls. So whatever your preference is, there's many different ways that you can showcase them, but that is a great way, especially if you are coming from a company, maybe some sort of group or committee, to be able to showcase that in a way where people can go right up and look at the wish cards and really pique their interest. Maybe they connect with one versus the other, or maybe they'll take a few. So that's really a great way to show why you're running your drive and also what type of recipients are on the cards. Display your posters. Many of you who are picking up boxes are also picking up posters, because posters are a great way to really show what Family Giving Tree is, what we're about, and what we're aiming for with our holiday season. So if you do have an open area, especially a lobby, maybe I've heard a lot of lunchrooms are posting with posters, that's a great way to spread the message and really give that big visual of why you're running your drive. Place donation boxes in high traffic areas. This is also something that will really help promote your drive. Maybe you have a staff member who really wants to partake, but they keep forgetting. Putting it right in an area where they're walking back and forth, maybe to the water cooler or when they first walk into the building. That's something that's really crucial in helping kind of remind people. And also it's a great way so that when they are bringing donations back, they know exactly where to put them. So we always suggest a high traffic area. Securely store donations. So if you are in more of a public space and you are getting donations constantly every day, you want to make sure that you are putting those in a back room or somewhere that it can be locked. So that way you can keep track of what donations you're getting in, how many you've gotten, and very much so that nothing happens to the donations in the meantime before you do drop off to us at the warehouse. Schedule meetups with your team. So if you are one of our drive leaders who are teaming up, this is a great way to give notice, maybe how you can reach more people. Are you going to post on your social media? Do you want to send out emails every once in a while to kind of give a progress checkup? So this is a great way to kind of let team members know what's going on, how your drive is going, kind of brainstorm new ideas of how you can make it even more successful. So we always suggest that back and forth with your teammates. Dropping off, which I'm getting a lot of questions for right now. I will actually be sending out a Sign Up Genius similar to what we did for pickups on this current week, mid-November. So please be on the lookout for that. It should be very easy for you to go ahead and sign up for the date and time that work best for you. So no matter if you are coming to our warehouse or if you're going to one of our one-day remote drop-offs in Palo Alto, Castro Valley, or San Francisco, there will be one for each of those locations. So you'll be able to pick a specific time that will work best for you. Count all collected gifts. So if possible, we really do appreciate if you're able to count all your donations that have come into you. This helps us with tracking. This helps just kind of keep you organized and you knowing specifically where each donation came from. So this is a really crucial part of being a drive leader. If you do need a sheet, please contact me. I'd be happy to go ahead and get together a spreadsheet for you that will be able to give you a little bit more organization when you are receiving those gifts back. So that is something that we offer as well. Send totals. So when our our drop-offs are coming up, I do ask that you send me your totals. That really does help us in preparing to know how many donations are coming in when we are getting drop-offs in. Also, it allows me to go ahead and update your account beforehand, just so we can have all of that tracking in the system. I know many of our drive leaders love to get the totals at the end of each season or maybe yearly. You'll want to know that number maybe next year. So anytime you can send totals beforehand with an email or anything like that really helps us in preparation for your donations. Showing up for your drop-off. So if you do sign up for a drop-off, please do show up. That really helps us in, like I said, knowing what to prepare, how much, volunteers we may need, anything like that. So really showing up for your time slot, that's very important to us. And we really do appreciate you coming down and dropping off. And so if you ever need to switch times, which will be my next point, please feel free to contact me and we'd be happy to go ahead and switch you to a new time that maybe better works with your schedule that day. Maybe you need a different day. So yes, please feel free to always reach out, and that's something completely doable. And recruit help. Many people have very small cars. Maybe you need a little bit of help when you are bringing such a big amount of donations back to our warehouse or your one-day drop-off. So if you have a family member who maybe has a truck, maybe if your company has a larger mid-sized vehicle, always try to enlist that help because it really does help you in bringing that to us. So that way you don't have to make multiple trips, you don't have to cram anything in and then donations get damaged. So always trying to recruit that help is a very crucial part of dropping off. All right, our virtual online drive. So this is our virtual giving tree. If you've never seen the face of a virtual giving tree, this is really what it's going to look like on the right-hand side. It is going to have many different gifts on there that will be aimed towards children, adults, and seniors on there, even custom donations. And so in just a moment, we will go a little bit more into the virtual giving tree, but this is visually what it looks like. Customization. So your virtual giving tree, which I know many of you have already signed in, is completely customizable. Whether you want to add new pictures on there, so maybe you put your company logo, maybe your family, your children, your dogs, feel free. As you can see on the left-hand side, uploading your photo on there should be a fairly simple to do, but if you do have any issues with that, please feel free to reach out to me. You're also able to share your message. So if you really want to communicate with the public of why you're running your virtual giving tree, please feel free to go ahead and put that in there. It really helps people when you are sharing your link and they are quickly visiting your page know, hey, this is her virtual giving tree she was speaking about, and this is why she's running her drive. So it really does help bring that heartfelt message forward and also connect to those who are visiting your page. Best practices. So set goals. It's always very important with our virtual giving trees to set goals. So whether you are setting a very large goal and you're going to make that, or maybe you want to start a little bit smaller and see how you do, it's always important to set goals. And then that way you can check back in and see how you're doing. And also it does give you a little bit of a push of, how am I going to share this with more people? How am I going to share my link more? So that always is a little bit of a good way to start with your virtual giving tree. Share your progress. So if you are working with teammates, yet again, it is really crucial to stay in tune with them and let them know what's going on, how many donations you've brought in, brainstorm with new ideas of how to share your link more and get your message across more. That's always a very crucial best practice. Update your goals. So like we were just speaking about, if you set a very large goal and you're halfway through your drive and you really want to get there, but you just feel, you know what, I might need to pull back a little bit. Completely okay. You can pull back a little bit and change that number. Or if you started very small and now you want to go a little bit larger, that is something that's doable as well. So you always have that freedom to go ahead and change that amount. And it always is based on what you feel comfortable with and what you feel is doable. Share stories and images. So this is always a great way, especially with everyone always being virtual nowadays with, social media, texting, email. It's a great way to go ahead and get your virtual giving tree out there a little bit more. So if you are sharing stories of maybe other family members or other staff who are using your family giving, or excuse me, your virtual giving tree, and maybe some images from your site, you screenshot them, you share them. That's always a great way to really spread the message and give people a good visual of really what the virtual giving trees are. And connect often. So if you maybe have been speaking to someone casually in the office about your virtual giving tree and they seem a little bit interested, but they haven't yet visited, it's always important to kind of circle back and let them know. Or maybe you do send them a quick email with your link in there just so that they can have that easily accessible and visit at any time. That's a great way to always keep connecting, and a great way to bring in more donations to your virtual giving tree. So if you have any issues and questions, which I know there have been quite a few this week with our virtual giving trees, please feel free to either email, which I know many of you have, our drive leaders at fgt.org or Christina at fgt.org. She's always happy to help you with any problem that you may have with your virtual giving trees, and we'll do our best to go ahead and get you up and running. So now I'm going to go ahead and pass off to Shannon, and she will go over everything to do with our volunteering.
Hi. Like she said, my name is Shannon. I'm the volunteer coordinator. You might know my face. You probably have gotten emails from me. You definitely have gotten emails from me. Great to meet you all. Can you go to the next slide, Ashley? So warehouse volunteering is open. Priority registration is open. It was sent out last week. I know there's been a lot of questions in the chat already about volunteering. And I hope to answer all of the questions you've had and any ones that come up. So like I said, it's open. You should have received an email last week. Please check your spam. It might have gone there. I've gotten a few notes from a couple drive leaders saying it went to their spam, so they didn't see it in time. There are shifts still available. I will say that there are no longer any shifts that have a shift with 15 people in it that you can take. However, you do have 15 total spots and you can split that up among the shifts. So if there's 3 shifts of 5, you can take those 3 shifts of 5 and just have smaller groups. Like it says on here, it is first come, first serve. So all ages are welcome. Volunteers under 16 will need supervision from an adult, and those adults also need to be registered as a volunteer. If they are under or 10 and under, then you're going to need at least 1 adult per every 3 kids. And then if they are between the ages of 11 and 15, they do need only 1 adult for every 5. So please keep that in mind as you're signing up. Details here about the shifts. It'll be between November 30th and December 28th. We will have Saturday and Sunday shifts. Depending on the job, it'll be around 2 to 3 hours long, so please keep that in mind. There's no deadline to sign up for a shift, especially if there are those last minute openings and you look at our registration link and there's a spot the day of, you can sign up for that and you can come on in. I have set up a specific amount and opened a specific amount of slots so that we can get our work done and get all of those gifts out on time. And if there's a spot, that means we need someone. So feel free to put yourself in there. We do have a wait list that Evelyn mentioned earlier. So if you want that link, please let me know. I haven't put it in the slides, but it will be, hi Amanda, thank you. It will be on the community registration, but I'll send, it'll be available to you if you let me know. Yes, something new that we're doing this year is that we are requiring you to enter your group members' information at least 2 weeks before your shift. This confirms to us that you are serious about bringing volunteers into the warehouse, that you have a plan, and that people are going to show up. Like I said, we put out a specific number of shifts and spots to get the stuff done. And if we don't have enough people, then it means that we might not be able to get those gifts out in time. So we are requiring that you enter the names and contact information of your group members. If you need an extension, please just let me know, and we can work on that by a case-by-case basis. After the deadline, if you have not entered your group member information, it will be released back to the priority registration page. So I see you, Julie. Please email me, and I will keep that in mind. Just some general things to expect. I really need you to wear some comfortable closed-toed shoes and to bring layers. We are working with pallets. We're working with rolling carts. We are working with, if you've been to our warehouse the past couple years, you kind of know the building, and there are some hazards. So we'll warn you when you get there, but also just come prepared. So wear closed-toed shoes, wear layers, bring water if you can, keep your valuables at home. We are not responsible for anything that gets lost. And then just a note, we are following the latest county guidelines and not requiring masks for any volunteers. If you signed up your team but haven't received a confirmation email, like I said, check spam. But most likely, if you haven't received the confirmation email, then the registration did not go through. If Rachel, if you can email me separately and I can check our system. For groups with students less than 16, how would you recommend signing up for shifts if there are a few with a larger group openings? Like I said, you're gonna need people, adults, to be registered. So if you're registering for 5 spots, then you're going to need one of those spots or 2 of those spots to be adults. What we have on the website is what's available. So a larger group can't come in. We are requiring that the information for the groups are 2 weeks out in advance, which does mean that if drive leaders don't get them in time, then there might be more openings 2 weeks out. So please, if you haven't gotten a spot or if you're waiting for another one, pop back on about 2 weeks earlier than the shift and see if it's available. For the shifts that are 2 weeks out is Thanksgiving week. Are there any exceptions or is it a different policy? Yeah, for Thanksgiving, I definitely understand. We will not require it for that Thursday or Friday, but we'll need it by that next Tuesday. So the 25th. 28th, sorry. Okay. And I think that's it. If you have any other questions, just let me know at volunteers@fgt.org, and I will get to it as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon. We appreciate you. All right. So next we are going to go over some timelines, some dates, some important dates to mark your calendar with. So we've already had a few of these pass, but on November 1st, we had our virtual Giving Trees go live. We also had our priority volunteer registration, which I know many of you knew, and Shannon just kind of covered that. So please feel free to reach out to Shannon if you do have any additional volunteer questions. 6th through 9th, which is us right now, is our big mailing week, our mailing pickup. So we've been doing a ton of that here at office, getting all of that ready for you. And I appreciate everyone sending me emails, and I've been trying to get back to you as soon as I can with any updates that we do have on all of your packets. So I appreciate your patience. November 27th, that is when our warehouse officially opens, and our general volunteers, it's going to be their first day. So that is an important date to mark down. Also December 5th through 7th is when we are going to start our physical donation drop-offs. So that will be all 3 days will be at our Sunnyvale warehouse. And I will go ahead, if you need that address, please feel free to let me know and we can start getting that out. And I will be sending that out with the signups mid-November as well. Also from December 5th through the 7th is the same days we'll be having our 1-day remote drop-off. So if you signed up for that, it will be in Castro Valley. We'll have 1 day in Palo Alto. We'll have 1 day in San Francisco. So also look out for those signups, and you'll be able to pick the best time to drop off all your donations on each of those days. And then January 12th, that is going to be our last day for virtual Giving Trees. So you will have that entire month and even into the new year to go ahead and collect donations for our holiday wish drive. So that is something that's really great to kind of go a little bit above and beyond what we can receive for our physical donation drop-offs. So if you have any questions, and I know many of you have this address already, but please feel free to email driveleaders@fgt.org. I also put volunteers@fgt.org in case you have any additional questions for Shannon. We're always happy to go over those with you. And big thank you for going over all this information with me. I really do appreciate it. And I know Evelyn's been manning the chat, but I'll go ahead and pop in there to see if any questions I can answer over here came up. Is it possible to drop off gifts at 2 different sites, such as South Bay Warehouse and Palo Alto? Big yes. So yes, if you do get additional donations, even past your what you signed up for, you can do 2 different locations as well. So you can always sign up for that. So like Evelyn said, just sign up for those appointments at different sites that you need and make sure each drop-off is accompanied by a drop-off form. Like I said, if you can email us beforehand, very, very, very much appreciated. So we love that. If you can email us your totals beforehand with the number of gifts that you were dropping off. December 7th is the day that we are looking to get all of our donations back. So that is kind of our final day for physical donations. It looks like we have some questions about if we turn away anything past that. We don't turn away any physical donations past that. So please do feel free to reach out to us. We always will take donations. And so, yes, we always will accommodate you. So even if it is past that December 7th, please let us know and we will try to find a good date and time to collect those from you as well. All right, well, it looks like Evelyn really went through a lot of those questions. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for manning the chat. And thank you, all of you, for joining us today. We really do appreciate you taking our time and running your drives with us this holiday season. So thank you so much. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me or to Shannon regarding volunteering, and we will be happy to go over all of that with you. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.